Hi guys, it's Miss Colleen. I'm sorry that it's taken me all week to get a video for my afternoon class. It's been a little complicated figuring out all the technology, but I finally figured it out. Yay! So here is a video for you guys. I miss you so much, and I hope you guys are doing well at home. Hopefully you guys were able to pick up your packets that had the letters S and T for you to practice while we're off school. If you weren't able to, that's okay, but those are the letters that I'm going to talk about this week and next week. And if for some reason we're not back to school, which we might not be in 2 weeks, that's okay. We'll just keep doing a new letter every week until we get through the whole alphabet. And when this is all over, then we'll see each other again and we'll have a big party to celebrate. We'll just count our puffball jars filled because of all that we've been through, and we will celebrate together. In the meantime, let's learn how to make the letter S, okay? So I'm going to take my pen, I'm going to make a starter dot. Before I have us write it, let's take our magic pointer fingers, and here I've got a letter S here. Start with your magic pointer finger, and you go left, right, left. It's pretty fun. It's like a snake. Left, right, left. And that's how you make an S. So we'll start with our pen, start with our starter dot, and we'll do the same thing on the board. Left, right, left. And the big S looks the same as the little s. So we'll do the same thing here. Here's our starter dot. We'll start with our pen on the dot and we'll go left, right, left. Big S and little s look exactly the same. So when you're practicing, you're just making a small version of the big one. And S makes the sound s, 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 just like the word snake or seal or Sam, like in the book Sam I Am when we read about green eggs and ham. How about sunshine? And the story that I'm going to read to you, Scuffy, Scuffy the tugboat. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of this book before. It's an old one. My kids loved it. And I thought, well, maybe I'll pick an old one that maybe you haven't ever heard before. So I hope you enjoy it. Scuffy the tugboat. Scuffy was sad. Scuffy was cross. Scuffy sniffed his blue smokestack. A toy store is no place for a red-painted tugboat, said Scuffy, and he sniffed his blue smokestack again. I was meant for bigger things. Perhaps you would not be so cross if you went sailing, said the man with the polka dot tie who owned the shop. So one night he took Scuffy home to his little boy. He filled the bathtub with water. Sail, little tugboat, said the little boy. I won't sail in a bathtub, said Scuffy. A tub is no place for a painted tugboat. I was meant for bigger things. The next day, the man with the polka dot tie and his little boy carried Scuffy to a laughing brook that started high in the hills. Sail, little tugboat, said the man with the polka dot tie. It was spring, and the brook was full to the brim with its water. And the water moved in a hurry, as all things move in a hurry when it's spring. Scuffy was in a hurry too. Come back, little tugboat, come back, cried the little boy, as the hurrying, brimful brook carried Scuffy downstream. Not I, tooted Scuffy, not I. This is the life for me. See him swimming away there? All that day, Scuffy sailed along with the brook, past the meadows filled with cowslips, past the women washing clothes on the bank, past the little woods filled with violets. Cow came to the brook to drink. They stood by the water, and it was fun to sail around in between their legs and bump softly into their noses. It was fun to see the cows drink. But when a white and brown cow almost drank Scuffy instead of the brook's cool water, Scuffy was frightened. That was no fun. Night came, and with it the moon. There was nothing to see but the quiet trees. Suddenly an owl came out. Hoot, hoot! Toot, toot! cried the frightened tugboat, and he wished he could see the smiling face of the man with the polka dot tie. When morning came, Scuffy was cross instead of frightened. "I was meant for bigger things, but which way am I to go?" he said. But there was only one way to go, and that was with the running water where the two brooks met to form a small river. And with the river sailed Scuffy, the red-painted tugboat. He was proud when he sailed past villages. "People build villages at the edge of my river," said Scuffy, and he straightened his blue smokestack. Once Scuffy's river joined a small one jammed with logs. Here were men in heavy jackets and great boots walking about on the floating logs, trying to pry them free. "Toot, toot, let me through," demanded Scuffy. But the men paid no attention to him. They pushed the logs apart so they would drift with the river to the sawmill in the town. Scuffy bumped along with the jostling logs. "Ouch!" he cried as two logs bumped together. "This is a fine river," said Scuffy, "but it's very busy and very big for me." He was proud when he sailed under the bridges. "My river is so wide and so deep that people must build bridges to cross it." The river moved through the big towns now instead of villages. And the bridges over it were very wide, wide enough so that many cars and trucks and streetcars could cross all at once. The river got deeper and deeper. Scuffy did not have to tuck up his bottom. The river moved faster and faster. "I feel like a train instead of a tugboat," said Scuffy as he was hurried along. He was proud when he passed the old sawmill with its water wheel. But high in the hills and mountains, the winter snow melted. Water filled the brooks and rushed from there into the small rivers. Faster and faster it flowed to the great river where Scuffy sailed. "There's too much water in this river," said Scuffy as he pitched and tossed on the waves. "Soon it will splash over the top, and what a flood there will be!" Soon great armies of men came to save the fields and towns from the rushing water. They filled bags of sand and put them at the edge of the river. "They are making higher banks for the river," shouted Scuffy, "to hold the water back." The water rose higher and higher. The men built the sandbags higher and higher. Higher went the river. Higher went the sandbags. At last, the water rose no more. The flood water rushed to the sea. Scuffy raced along with the flood, and the people and the fields and the towns were safe. On went the river to the sea. At last Scuffy sailed into a big city. Here the river widened, and all about were docks and wharves. Oh, it was a busy and a noisy place. The cranes groaned as they swung the cargoes into great ships. The porters shouted as they carried suitcases and boxes on board. Horses stamped and truck motors roared. Streetcars clanged and people shouted. Scuffy said, "Toot, toot," but nobody noticed. "Uh-oh," cried Scuffy when he saw the big sea. "There's no beginning or end to the sea. I wish I could find the man with the polka dot tie and his little boy." See, there he is right there. He's going to sail on out to the ocean. Just then, the little red-painted tugboat sailed past the last piece of land. A hand reached out and picked him up, and there was the man with the polka dot tie and the little boy beside him. Scuffy is home now, safe with the man and with the polka dot tie and his little boy. He sails from one end of the bathtub to the other again. "This is the place for a red-painted tugboat," says Scuffy, "and this is the life for me." I hope you enjoyed that. My kids always like that book. If you are up to anything fun while you're at home, I'm going to be sending a message to your parents with my email, and you can let me know what you're up to. If you want to show me pictures of what you've been doing or show me how you've been practicing things at home, I would love to see what you've been up to. I miss you all very much, and I love you, and I'll send another video next week. Bye-bye.